Good evening and welcome to the 35th Annual SPJ Northern California Excellence in Journalism Awards. This is the first virtual ceremony and hopefully it'll be the last. As you can see, this is not for the faint of heart, but we're going to have fun this evening after all. I'm Carolyn Tyler.
And just like live television, Carolyn, I'm Bob Butler. It's great to be here and to know that you're there watching and appreciating great journalism. Carolyn Tyler was the voice in the Bay Area for more than 30 years. During her career, Tyler covered homelessness, marriage equality, civil rights issues, just to name a few. She was a reporter at the local ABC station, KGO-TV, ABC 7, and was part of the team that earned the station a Peabody Award for its exclusive audio coverage in the midst of the 1989 Loma Prieta earthquake. That's a long time ago, really.
Yeah.
Also still active in the journalism industry, recently moderating a nationwide panel on race and the media for SAG-AFTRA. And upon her retirement, Carolyn won the Career Achievement Award for broadcast journalism from this very group, SPJ NorCal.
Yep, that's right. Actually, I was standing right next to Bob when he presented this baby to me in 2018. I love it. It has a place of pride on my mantle. So this organization will always be close to my heart. Let me tell you a little bit about Bob. Thank you, Bob, for the introduction. Mr. Butler is a general assignment reporter for KCBS Radio. You probably hear him all the time. He was a key member of the Chauncey Bailey Project as well. Right now, he's executive director of Butler Media, which is committed to mentoring the next generation of young journalists, which is so key during this time. Bob also served as the 20th president of the National Association of Black Journalists from 2013 to 2015, and he's now broadcast vice president for the Screen Actors Guild AFTRA union organization. Bob, it's a pleasure to be with you as co-host this evening.
Thanks, Carolyn. All that is true, but now for the best experience for you, set your Zoom to speaker view. Please make sure to use your name on your screen so that we can find you if your name is called for an award. Keep yourself muted unless you're accepting an award. And feel free to talk up your friends and the award winners in the chat. Let's have some fun here tonight. And we've asked our winners to speak for 30 seconds, and I do have my trusty Apple timer here to let you know when you're running out of time.
Before we get rolling on all that, first we want to have a few words from the SPJ NorCal president of the chapter, and that is Ben Trefny. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you so much, Bob. We are so grateful to both of you for being our MCs tonight, and we're so happy that so many of you around Northern California have joined us, and thanks for your patience as we work out this very first virtual ceremony. I also want to thank the 52 members of the judging panels who gave their time and expertise to consider 236 entries this year and select the winners of the contest. Thank you, judges. And to all of the journalists here tonight, I want you to know that I and we all are so grateful for your work. The world has changed forever since we last came together. Your service chronicling the first draft of history is invaluable. It makes these times understandable. It helps us to cope. It helps separate truth from actually fake news. And it literally, really literally saves lives. So truly, thank you so much for doing your part. Now, I'd like to recognize some of our peers, members of the Northern California Society of Professional Journalists Board. Our vice president is Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez. Our treasurer is Liz Enochs. Our secretary is Ida Mojadad. And in alphabetical order, Michael Bott, Valerie Bush, L.A. Chung, Luis Felipe Godinez, Lila LaHood, Megan Mitchell, Alexis Terrazas, Anita Varma, Liz Wagner, and Troy Williams. Now, I know that we are not in a big fancy dinner hall right now, like we would be otherwise, but please do give these volunteers a round of applause, loud enough so they can hear it. Thank you. Thank you all so much for your service. Now, SPJ is here for you as a resource year round. We organize events and training. We defend and uphold the rights of journalists. We've got a regular newsletter giving info about what's happening in our community. And we would love to have more of you involved, whether it's leading workshops for students, sharing your talents in seminars, or maybe joining our board. Please write us at spjnorcal@gmail.com. That's spjnorcal@gmail.com if you'd like to know more about what we do and how you can plug in. It's right there in the chat. Thanks, Joe. Now, very last notes. Make sure to use your actual name, like Bob said on the Zoom screen. If you don't know how to do that, please ask somebody. We need to be able to find you if you're accepting an award, and we're using your name to do it. And if you are being honored with a judged award, please do keep your acceptance speech to 30 seconds. If you go longer, you're going to see Carolyn or Bob pop up on the screen with you. Well, that's your cue and my cue here to wrap up. Thanks. And with that, I'm going to turn things back over to our Masters of Ceremonies, Carolyn Tyler and Bob Butler.
Thanks, Ben. Tonight we're here to recognize the winners of our 2020 Excellence in Journalism Awards. We are honoring the commitment, drive, and the work of many of our colleagues.
And so without further ado, our first award of the evening is one that was voted on by the SPJ NorCal board. So we're going to be mixing those awards in tonight with the ones that the judges voted on themselves. This first award is the Silver Heart Award, and it's presented to a recipient whose work really exemplifies extraordinary dedication to amplifying the voices of the voiceless, or those who are unheard, those who come from marginalized communities. They're sharing those stories.
And this year, that award goes to the staff at KBBF Radio in Santa Rosa. Its mission is to have a strong multilingual voice that empowers and engages the community to achieve social justice through education, celebration of culture, and local and international news coverage. KBBF played a critical role communicating in indigenous languages to ensure farm workers could stay safe during the wildfires that threatened their lives. Congratulations, KBBF. We're going to hand the video over to the KBBF board president, Alicia Sanchez, to share a few words.
Thank you very much. I am very honored to represent KBBF on this such an incredible award. But I want to just say something in Spanish right now, and then I will explain why I'm doing it. Primero, les quiero dar gracias a todos ustedes que los selectaron a nosotros en KBBF con este premio del corazón de plata. Una cosa quiero también darle, este premio representa a cada uno de las personas que han llegado a KBBF y también la gente que ahorita tenemos, nuestros compañeros indígenas que han hecho mucho más grande y más fuerte a KBBF. The reason I wanted to speak in Spanish right now is because I wanted to show what it feels like to so many people during the different crises that we've had at KBBF in the world right now, and a language that is not English. They don't understand English. And so to them, not understanding what was going on was most difficult for all of them. I am very proud to say that KBBF came forward and we have continued in our more than 45 years. We're about to have 50 years real soon, where we were able to not only continue doing Spanish, broadcasting in English, but now we have expanded it to indigenous languages from Mexico and Central America, and it's in Triqui, Mixteco, Zapoteco, Chatino, and others. And what I said in English was to say to thank every single person who has come through KBBF, because each of them have put their little, grain of I guess, a volunteer of just labor. This award is for every single one of those people who have come forward and just help KBBF, but the community, and have come through. And this is very important award because we have the heart of the community. And thank you so much for awarding us the Silver Heart Award. Muchas
Thank
gracias.
you so much. Point well taken. Congratulations to you again. Now we're going to hear about awards selected by our volunteer judges. And you heard Ben talk about how many were out there and how many entries there were this year. So we're going to go first to our Breaking News Award. This award is in the category of radio or audio, and it goes to the team from CAP Radio: Sarah Mizatan, Scott Rod, Sammy Kayola, Nicole Nixon, Emily Zentner, Ezra David Romero, Chris Vera Phillips, and Andrew Nixon. Now, why did the judges honor their work? It was for the story of George Floyd demonstrations for racial justice overtake Sacramento. Congratulations, CAP Radio, and accepting the award for the team, Nick Miller.
Nick.
Hello, Nick.
Well, Nick is here, but apparently he's not here. That's okay. In the photojournalism category for breaking news, the individual winner is Dai Sugano of the Bay Area News Group, the Mercury News, and the East Bay Times. It's for a photo of demonstrators taking a knee in front of police officers in San Jose during a protest in San Jose in response to the killing of George Floyd.
Oh, hang on, Bob.
Dai's photo not only conveyed the news story, but brought beautiful composition and layering to a tense situation. Congratulations, Dai.
Thank you very much for the recognition. The photo was made during the protest in May. Well, for the 20 years I've been working at the Mercury News, I never seen such a protest. And I really thank you for our photographer, Randy Vasquez, who worked along with me that day, and the editors who supported me throughout the day and night. So thank you very much.
Congratulations, Dai. Stick right there, because in the photojournalism category for breaking news, the team winner is Dai Sugano, Randy Vasquez, and Nat Meyer of Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times. And this is for their coverage of San Jose protesters clashing with police on the night of the demonstrations over that killing of George Floyd. Congratulations, and Randy is now accepting the award for the team. Congratulations, Randy.
Thank you so much, and congrats to all the recipients tonight. You know, y'all did great work, and a big thank you again to Dai and Nat, who were by my side through that night. You know, it was just something like we've never seen here in San Jose. And a big thanks to our editors, who also worked tirelessly that night and the following weeks, covering the protests, the pandemic, and then eventually wildfires. We couldn't have done it without them. And again, thanks again for the honor. I appreciate it.
Congratulations, Randy. And Nick is back. Nick, we gave you an award and your seat was empty. So,
you know, I had to attend to a dog crisis, but I want to thank everyone at SPJ.
It wouldn't be Zoom without a dog crisis, right?
Yeah, right. Thanks for your dedication. I know that making these events happen isn't easy. I'm proud of everyone at CAP Radio who worked on these stories, and nearly the entire content team was involved in some way, which is just remarkable. And the one thing I want to share is I think back to all the thoughtful, difficult conversations in our virtual newsroom in the days after the police murder of George Floyd. And I'm just so impressed by how the CAP Radio staff slowed down during what was traditionally a fast-moving breaking news moment. And there was just so much thoughtfulness about how to inclusively serve audiences and not do harm. And that's not an easy discussion. So I'm grateful to work at CAP Radio, and CAP Radio is thankful from Sacramento. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Congratulations to you and all the staff. Let me see. Now to Community Journalism Awards. The Community Journalism Award in TV video goes to Janae Darden, Jen Chien, and Zoe Mountain from KALW for Where is East Oakland? Judges thought it had everything: history, illustrations, sound, and music. It was clever and hyperlocal. Congratulations, KALW. Accepting the award is Janae Darden, and she has another claim to fame. You know, Janae was one of my mentees during the NBT student projects many years ago. What year was that?
We don't have to bring up the year. It was this century. I'll just say that. Thank you so much to SPJ for this honor. Thank you to Jen for editing the script, and thank you to Zoe Mountain for being just an incredible videographer and video editor. Thank you to the volunteers from KLW who worked on this project. Thank you to just the KLW staff for just letting me be me and letting me tell stories how I like to tell stories in my own way. And I'm just really proud of this honor too, because it's just a different look at East Oakland, because it often gets such a bad rap because of issues with violence, and there's more to stories in East Oakland than violence. And this is funny that I won this award because when I was in journalism school, I had to take video classes, and I thought that was a waste of my time, but I've learned my lesson, so.
You certainly have. Congratulations to you. We appreciate you for uplifting Oakland, a community that I agree is very vibrant. So thanks for your reporting. For community journalism in the print or online category, the award goes to the staff of the Oakland side for their community coverage. That includes reporting on Alameda County loosening its shelter-in-place restrictions, how community members coped with the pandemic, reflections from longtime Black community organizers on protests against police brutality, and student leadership of marches, also an explanation of their community listening process. So congratulations to the Oakland side, and accepting the award is Editor-in-Chief Tasmin Raja.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm happy and honored to be here among you all. The Oakland Side is a new nonprofit newsroom here to help serve Oakland's information needs. As some of you know, we launched in June 2020, and we're very grateful to be in community with all of you. We started this work by listening to community, and we are committed to keeping that work going. It is a huge testament to all of my creative, thoughtful, fiercely dedicated colleagues, Ricky Rodas, Ashley McBride, Darwin Bongram, Amir Aziz, Jacob Simas, Azucena Recia, and Natalie Orenstein, to earn this distinction within just 1 year of working together to create this newsroom, and in the midst of a global pandemic, no less. Thank you to all of our winners tonight, and we are so honored by SPJ.
Thanks, Tasmin. Congratulations. For community journalism in the radio audio category, the award goes to the Uncuffed team at Solano and San Quentin State Prisons with KALW for Uncuffed, the show about life in prison, including episodes about creating music to express remorse, rebuilding family relationships, getting through the holidays, and facing the coronavirus threat. Congratulations, Uncuffed. Accepting the award is Chanton Bun.
Thank you for this honor. On behalf of the San Quentin team and Solano team of Uncuffed, Greg Edridge, Edmund Richardson, Ton Tran, Nathan McKinley, Shakir, Joe, and also thanks to the team of KLW for giving us our voice and showing us that we do have a voice. Nina, Andrew, Marissa, Eli, Angela, and Ben. We thank you for listening and humanizing us. And free them all is the hashtag, and please support the Vision Act. Thank you.
You're welcome. Congratulations to you. We've got now another board award. It goes to El Tecolete. This El Tecolete is receiving a special commendation in honor of its 50th anniversary. Juan Gonzalez was a student at San Francisco State University when he had this idea to found a Spanish-English bilingual newspaper. And as a professor there, he made that dream come true. The publication has covered critical issues that are often ignored by mainstream media outlets. The longevity, I believe it's the longest running newspaper of its kind in the country, at least one of the longest. It's a real testimonial to the important role that it plays and the information gaps that it fills for people throughout the Bay Area. Its recent multimedia expansion reinforces El Tecolete as a vital presence. So congratulations, Juan, and to the past and present staff. Juan Gonzalez.
Well, thank you for the honor. I really appreciate it. But the honor also is an extension to the, more than 400 people that come through our door and volunteer to do writing, design, take photographs, translate. It's really an army of volunteers that we had. And we stayed committed from 1970 that this community needed an information base, and it was important, and we just had to do it and put all our faith in the support of the community. And some of them are here today that I know that it was a hard, uphill battle, but we did it, and we made believers out of those that didn't think we could do it. And to be publishing for 50 years and continue to serve our neighborhood with information that they need about what's happening in our community and in the exterior, and also to be a focus on the popular culture there and to be a mirror of that community. I think it's important. I think, when people talk about local news, we certainly live up to that, and we may be able to succeed in that. And who knows, maybe got another 50 years down the road for us. So I thank you for the award. I appreciate for the recognition. And again, this is an award shared by the hundreds that made it possible, not just myself and the current staff, but we're blessed to have been able to achieve this a milestone in our history as a newspaper in the neighborhood.
Thank you, Juan, and congratulations, and go Gators. Now for some more photojournalism awards. In the photo essay category, the honor goes to the staff of the Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times for Empty Streets, Solitary Lives, which captures a broad view of life during the first 30 days of the stay-at-home orders across the Bay Area. The team, many of whom I met during the Chauncey Bailey Project, includes Laura Oda, Mark Dufresne, Carl Mondin, Dai Sugano, Randy Vasquez, Nat Meyer, and Chu, Jose Carlos Fajardo, Ray Chavez, Jane Tiska, Doug Duran, Eric Crabin, Giesen Chaco. Congratulations to the team, and accepting the award is Carl Mondin.
Hey folks, thank you so much for recognizing the staff. I'm so lucky to work with these folks. When we were all taught photojournalism, we were told if your pictures aren't good enough, you're probably not close enough. But when the story is a pandemic, maybe getting close isn't the best strategy. But everybody figured out how to do it, and I'm really just want to express the gratitude, that the recognition for the staff, being able to come after Juan Gonzalez and everybody else here is just really a great honor. So thank you so much to SPJ.
Congratulations, Carl. What are you in the backseat of your car?
You like my Ford Fiesta green screen? This is I was hoping to get you a Stinson Beach sunset here, but it's a little too early.
We love it, and congratulations on your award. You deserve it. We're moving on now to the single image category, and that honor goes to Randy Vasquez of Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times. And this was for a photo of Claudia Meza holding her granddaughter. She's at her home in San Jose, but she's still in a hospital bed, and she's gotten home after spending weeks on a ventilator in a hospital fighting the virus. And Randy, I saw this photo and it was very powerful. So congratulations to you.
Thank you. And, that was definitely one of the tougher assignments that I had this year. The fact that the family let me document this intimate moment of a mother, grandmother coming home after being in a ventilator, dealing with COVID in a hospital. It was powerful, it was emotional. And I'm very thankful that they let me in their homes to document that intimate moment. So I'm just thankful to not just them, but every other family that's let me document their moments this year, and thankful to my editors who have trusted me to tell these stories this year. And again, appreciate the award, and congrats to everyone here.
Thanks, Randy. Congratulations. In the portfolio category, the honor goes to, Dai Sugano of the Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times, for his photos on a broad range of timely topics. The judges said that Dai's work shows consistent mastery of composition, lighting, news sense, and anticipating the moment. Congratulations, Dai.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for SPJ for this award. The last year has been very difficult for everybody, including the photojournalist. But behind these photographs, each photograph, there are just tremendous effort by our editors to keep me safe, keep our colleagues safe, how to photograph certain situation. And so I really, really appreciate that. This has been a challenging year, and without them, well, with them, it's been a comforting to go into some of the difficult assignments. So thank you very much.
Di, you're a superstar. Thank you for your compelling images. Congratulations. We're going to go now to the best podcast. And the honor goes to the Truth Be Told team at KQED for their podcast about featuring Black and Indigenous people and other people of color looking to each other for insight and analysis on a variety of topics, including therapy, body image, healing from trauma, and the new civil rights movement. Here's what the judges said. They said, this well-crafted show often tackles heavy topics, but does so with humor and lively conversations in a way that makes these conversations interesting and accessible to just about anyone. Congratulations to the Truth Be Told team from KQED, and accepting the award is Isabeth Mendoza.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, SPJ, for the honor. I have a list of people I definitely want to shout out to. First of all, our listeners, our guests, everyone who submitted a question or engaged with our show. It's an absolute privilege to be able to do a podcast that really reflects the lives and the conversations that we've also been living and want to put out there into the world. Thanks to Tanya, our host, who's always been amazing through every single episode, Christina, Sandhya, and everyone else who was part of the first iteration of the show. And then everyone else who's pretty much behind the scenes, Katie, Paul, Erica, Kiana, Jessica, Susie, and the higher ups at KQD have always supported us, Holly, Ethan, and Vinny. As you all know, it takes a village to create a show and anything in journalism, and we wouldn't be here without them. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Isabeth and KQED. Next up, the award for public service across all media. This honor goes to a collaboration between 40 members of the California Reporting Project for Unsealed, California's secret police misconduct and use of force files. Judges appreciated how this project pushed for transparency and accountability from authorities. They noted it included more than 100 impactful stories and commits to further public access going forward. The project partnership includes KQED, the Los Angeles Times, the Bay Area News Group, Southern California News Group, KPCC, Capitol Public Radio, the UC Berkeley Investigative Reporting Program, and many others. The KQED team included Suki Lewis and Julie Small and Alexis Emsley, who will accept the award tonight. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you. On behalf of the 40 some odd news organizations that make up this project, we're all honored to receive this award. Public service is at the heart of our work. We set competition aside to work together on this massive undertaking on behalf of the public and not necessarily always to the benefit of our individual newsrooms. It definitely hasn't been easy or simple, but we've uncovered a lot in the public interest along the way. And I think we've helped solidify California's new state of police transparency. We're not done, not by a long shot. I'm very grateful for all of the journalists' work on this project, and I'm so honored to accept this award on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations for the work that you have done. Our Distinguished Service to Journalism Award is next. This is very special. It was selected by the SPJ NorCal board in special session, and it goes to someone that I know, respect, and admire, John Funabiki, for his long dedication to collaboration, diversity, inclusion, and equity in the media. John started reporting 17 years for the San Diego Union Tribune. And then this is where I met you, John, as founder of the Center for Integration and Improvement of Journalism at San Francisco State University. John also worked as program officer at the Ford Foundation, and program officer, I think that means giving out grants for media that dealt with social justice, inequity issues, that sort of thing. Big time job. John has founded and directed Renaissance Journalism, which also worked at ways for improving a conversation in journalism, conversations about social justice and equity. And he has recently retired from that role. Enjoy your retirement, John. I can tell you, come on in, the water is warm. Congratulations to you on this special award.
Oh, thank you, Carolyn. That was very, very sweet of you. It's really a pleasure to be here and to see all these people, even though you're all flat. But I guess we've gotten used to that. I just want to say I'm really deeply honored to receive this award from SPJ NorCal. I'm especially pleased that it's you cite my work in collaboration and diversity and equity in media. And so I'm just really grateful to the board of SPJ for deciding to do this. I would also like to send a shout out to my great colleagues out at San Francisco State University and to Valerie Bush and Kaylee Fagan, who are carrying on Renaissance Journalism's work now that I've retired. And it's a pleasure to see everybody here because I've worked with so many of you, and it's great that you're all being honored tonight. I do want to say, and I have to be honest, that this is a very bittersweet moment, though, I think for me and for many of us, as you all know. We've been struggling with hostile and difficult conditions. Former President Trump attacked us as the enemy of the people. COVID-19 has presented profound reporting challenges for us and ushered in the targeting of Asian Americans. And the horrific deaths of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and more galvanized the Black Lives Movement and forced racial reckonings within our own newsrooms. And Trump's sustained attacks on the nation's elections fueled the January 6th insurgency by white nationalist groups and his political enablers. Then I have to say this most recent 1-2 punch, Atlanta and Boulder, really hits hard. I live 2,500 miles away from Atlanta. I don't know any of the 6 Asian women and the 2 others who perished. I don't know their parents, their partners, or their children. And yet I feel like I'm grieving. As a journalist and as an Asian American, I can't shake free the fist in my gut. So the times bear an emotional toll on all of us, especially journalists. I've been on Zoom calls with journalists who have held back tears as they've talked about this. And yet, as we see tonight, journalists continue to work. Yes, we have many flaws, particularly in the area of racial bias, which I have openly criticized. Nevertheless, more and more people tell me today that they are grateful that journalists are doing their work, that they're poking around into the dirty, dark, and difficult corners of society. So from time to time, it's important for us to pause and pat ourselves on the back to underscore the purpose of journalism and to recommit to its values.
John,
and for that, I thank you for this award and for the chance to come together.
Thank you, John. And, you and I have also worked together in the past in CIJ and, more than well-deserved. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Congratulations. Now we move on to the awards for excellence in science, environment, and health reporting. In the print or online division, the award goes to Rob Waters for reporting on how public health systems address systemic health problems. Judges said he drilled down with on-the-ground reporting, detailing and demonstrating how solutions to these problems have worked in specific contexts and showing what they can teach us. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the award and the time that the judges and organizers from SPJ put in. I love this work, and in a truly awful year, I was really honored to be able to tell the stories of people who are trying to help others survive. The ex-inmate in North Carolina who helps other ex-inmates get health services and support. The promotores de salud in Chula Vista who help neighbors get food and COVID tests. For the pandemic, I even got to go to Trieste, Italy to write about probably the world's best community mental health program and one that LA is trying to model. So I really appreciate the editors at Health Affairs for giving me an extended runway to tell these stories in depth. And again, thanks to SPJ and San Francisco State.
Yes, congratulations. For science, environment, and health reporting in radio or audio, the award goes to Marissa Ortega Welch with KALW. Judges said Marissa's stories stand out for interesting angles, topical reporting, and range of perspectives from the Eastern Sierras. She has also an engaging style and sly wit that makes for compelling storytelling and reporting. Congratulations, Marissa.
Hi, everybody. I was really shocked and honored by this award. So thank you so much to the SPJ judges for recognizing and affirming the kind of weird science stories that I do. And I also just feel so lucky to work at a station that supports the kind of work that I do. So I just want to shout out Ben Trefny, our news director, Lisa Morehouse, my editor, Hannah Baba, our show host, Gabe Graben and James Rowland, our engineers, Shreen Adel, our content manager, and the whole rest of the team. And I want to shout out the other wonderful science reporters in Northern California that I get to work with. Everyone is doing incredible work. I feel lucky to work among you, and especially in this last year, those of you that have worked tirelessly to cover the pandemic and the wildfires. Thank you so much for your work.
Thank you, Marissa. Congratulations. For science, environment, and health reporting in TV or video, the award goes to the team producing KQED's Deep Look series, a series of videos about often overlooked insects and fungi. Judges said the stories were charming and surprising. One judge's 11-year-old child agreed that Deep Look is really cool and was very excited to watch the whole series. Congratulations to KQED's Deep Look team, Craig Rosa accepting the award.
Thank you on behalf of KQED so much for this honor. We at Deep Look sincerely hope that all of you get as inspired, amazed, and even grossed out as we do when looking up close at nature, even in your own backyard. I'd like to recognize some colleagues. First and foremost, Sue Ellen McCann, our executive in charge, and also the Deep Look team, Josh Cassidy, Gabby Quiros, Mike Seeley, Jenny O, Laura Clivens, Lauren Summer, Tedros Haley, and Shirley Gutierrez. We also owe a debt of gratitude to Kia Simon and Seth Samuel, as well as our colleagues from PBS Digital Studios for their support. Thank you.
Thank you. I get easily grossed out, but I guess I'll have to tune in there. Congratulations. For technology reporting, this year's award in print or online goes to Megan Hernbroth, a Business Insider, for her reporting about the unraveling of Zoom Pizza. It was a well-funded Silicon Valley startup that promised to revolutionize the pizza delivery business with pizza baking robots, but it fizzled after a string of missteps. The judges are honoring Megan's tenacious, hard-hitting journalism conducted over several months. Congratulations tonight, Megan.
Megan, I don't see you in the list. If you're here, please unmute yourself. If not, congratulations again. We can move to our next category.
Pizza baking robots, huh?
Yes.
I actually did a story on a robot up at, I think, USF that actually made smoothies. What if it's still going on? Should talk to Megan about that. For technology reporting, this year's award in radio or audio goes to Salima Hamarani of Making Contact for Bad Math, the Risks of Artificial Intelligence. Judges said Salima demystified artificial intelligence and its role in the criminal justice system as a technology built without public input or transparency and explored alternatives to current practices. Congratulations, Salima.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. I just want to quickly thank my team at Making Contact for always supporting me and always allowing me to do topics on race and class and gender in a way that other places have not. And I also want to thank the guest, Joshua Kroll, who very patiently explained risk assessments and artificial intelligence to me. I knew it was bad. I didn't realize it was that bad and that widespread. And also I want to thank the Stop LAPD Spying Coalition for fighting back against the use of risk assessments in policing and against people of color. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Congratulations. Now for sports reporting, I believe is our next category. And this award goes to Ben Trefny, Janae Darden, and Bo Walsh of
Wait a minute.
KALW.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What did you say? I
I
missed.
just said, wait, the president gets an award?
I'm
Oh,
not gonna.
yeah, Ben, I don't know about that, but here
Part of a
he is.
team. Part of a
He's
great
getting
team.
this as a team award along with, once again, Janae Darden and Bo Walsh of KALW for Bounce, the Warriors' last season in Oakland. I have to say, this is near and dear to my heart. I'm an Oakland Warriors season ticket holder, so I hated it when they left Oakland as well. The judges said this wide-ranging podcast takes sports reporting seriously, considering the team's philanthropy and the economic impact its leaving has had on Oakland. And it also introduces characters that non-sports listeners will find interesting. So congratulations, KALW, and accepting the award is Bo Walsh.
On behalf of Ben and Janae, we'd like to just thank our editors, Gabe Graben, David Boyer, for all their time, love, and patience throughout this process. Big thanks to Tom Masheri, Marcus Thompson, and Raymond Ritter and the whole Warriors organization for just letting us have the access that we had to make this story possible. And thank you to everybody who clicked play or tuned in. Every listen really means a lot, so appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah, that was a tough one, having the Warriors leave. For this year's Student Special Project, the award goes to Kimberly Pinon, Adriana Marquez, Alyssa Pinon Villanueva, and Claudia Melendez Salinas for Monterey County Young Voices Project, The Pandemic, a special package produced for Voices of Monterey Bay about how their lives and the lives of those in their community were affected during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. The judges said, with support and mentorship, these Salinas Valley teens produced a truly newsworthy special package. Congratulations. Claudia Melendez Salinas will accept the award.
Thank you so much. A shout out to the team members, Kathy McKenzie, for mentoring our award-winning young writers. On behalf of the entire Voices of Monterey Bay team and the award winners, Kimberly, Adriana, and Alisa, we would like to thank our funders and our supporters for believing in us. We have been training the next generation of journalists since 2017, and we concentrate in the Salinas Valley, the salad bowl of the world, and one of the most neglected areas for services to our farm working families who supported us during the pandemic. We want to give credit to the Mosaic Journalism Project in San Jose. Its members have provided much inspiration and support, and thanks to the judges for recognizing our students' efforts.
Congratulations, well deserved. Now we're going to present the award for Unsung Hero. This is an award voted on by the SPJ NorCal board, and it's recognizing someone whose contributions to journalism usually happen behind the scenes. This year, the award goes to Addie Gevins. Addie is widely known as the fairy godmother of community radio. She is the protector of the KPFA archives, which stretch back to the mid-20th century. And she also assists organizations all over the country in archiving their own broadcasts. Addie's East Bay roots run deep. She holds a master's degree in library and information studies from the University of California at Berkeley. You are truly an unsung hero. Congratulations to you, Addie.
Oh, I can hardly believe that you people can recognize this kind of effort, because it is really something that is totally behind the scenes. I mean, I hardly know how to explain what we do. The thing is that that what actually becomes history actually what comes into the future, which is something that, like, you know, the great historian Howard Zinn explained, is like what is available into the future. Okay. And for us and what we do, what all our radio stations, what all our local people do, is the stuff that really should be the basis of history, the basis of history. And KPFA, Pacifica Radio, which was like this crazy idea that a few wonderful, wonderful artists and activists and journalists like came up with and thought, like, let's come up with some really fabulous kind of communication using the radio that is not commercial, that people will really want to hear, that will be listener supported. And they came up with KPFA in 1949. That's decades before NPR. And just brought in the most wonderful, fabulous things that were happening, and had the brilliant idea that these things would be important for history, and actually use these newfangled technologies like tape recorders to record some of the most wonderful things that were
Addie, I think we've lost your signal.
at a time that, like, radio broadcasts were really ephemeral. Very few people recorded anything that happened in the radio, and they thought, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Addie? Yes?
I think your time is up. We have 30 seconds. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, I thought I had 3 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
Bob,
no.
the board award winners get 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Oh,
yeah, the board awards get 3.
Oh, I'm sorry,
You were
Addie.
talking, Addie, but part of the time you were frozen. But your story can continue.
Okay. I was working on my, I was, I was doing my minutes. Heaven knows. Anyways, so the thing is that it was the brilliance of some of the people who, like, were some of the first creators and broadcasters on KPFA thought, like, let's actually record some of these programs with this newfangled, like, you know, reel-to-reel tape recording stuff, right? And so they did. And so some of this is some of actually what can become history, because history comes from what is available, okay? History comes from what is available to historians, to artists, to everybody in the future. And this is the, so like working on creating, you know, actually like preserving, describing, digitizing now, and making available these programs, this audio to the future, is what is actually creating history in the future. So I don't know, this kind of like, I don't know, I thought I had 3 minutes. Now listen,
It goes quickly.
do about this shit. But anyway, it's
Thank you so much, Addie.
Okay, thank you.
Truly an unsung hero.
Congratulations. To my fault.
So sorry, you guys.
It's okay. It's okay. That was my mistake, you know.
It was very
hey,
touching,
it's Zoom,
by the
you
way,
know,
everything
things
you
happen
said,
in
so.
Zoom.
Yes.
We have a video award. The award for Best Video Feature Journalism goes to Randy Vasquez of the Bay Area news group Mercury News East Bay Times. For coronavirus, after weeks on a ventilator, San Jose mother goes home to the most unbearable news. Judges said despite being produced early in the pandemic, this report is thoughtful and sensitive rather than breathless and hyperbolic. It doesn't seek or accept shortcuts, letting the story unfold naturally. Congratulations, Randy, again.
Thank you. Thanks again. I appreciate the recognition. And like I mentioned earlier, like, this is just one of those stories that, was emotional. It was difficult to tell. But luckily I had editors who worked with me and gave me feedback, and we were able to produce a piece that was heartfelt but also respectful to the family. So thanks again, and again, congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Congratulations. The award for Best Video Journalism Portfolio goes to Jane Bach of the Greater Good Science Center at UC Berkeley for her series, Science of Happiness. This was a video series that included topics such as self-compassion, savoring a walk, gratitude, and values. The judges said, it's a well-researched and delightful series about a rarely reported and poorly understood concept in some ways. In some ways, these videos serve as inoculations against the anxiety and fatigue of life in a pandemic. We should all thank you for that. Congratulations, Jane.
I also don't see Jane in our attendees list. Jane, if you're here, could you unmute? If not, we will move on to our next category.
All righty, well, on to explanatory journalism. In TV or video, the award goes to Candice Nguyen, Robert Campos, and Jeremy Carroll of NBC Bay Area for The Plight of the Pangolin. Judges said this report provided a refreshing take on the role different animals play in the spread of the coronavirus. At the time, the primary animal linked to the spread was a bat, but this story featured the pangolin. Now, the illegal trafficking of this specific animal could be linked to the spread of the coronavirus. Congratulations to the NBC Bay Area team, and accepting the award, Candice Nguyen. Candice, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hi, Bob. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. In a time of very heavy, serious COVID news, it was absolutely our pleasure to educate people about a scaly, weird, curvy, bug-eating animal called the pangolin that, when Robert, my producer, first came to me and said, I want to do a story about a pangolin. I was like, oh, don't we have some other bigger things to talk about? But, and then I learned about the pangolin. It was such a crucial thing in the spread of COVID-19, especially early on. And so the story was really the brainchild of Robert Campos and the editing magic of Jeremy Carroll. And I want to thank my bosses, Bob and Steph, were the best bosses I've ever worked with. And to join a team, including you, Michael Bott, working with you guys has been such a pleasure. Breaking down these issues and this strange animal into a way that people can relate to and learn about something new in a very down-to-earth way. I think it's a core of just what we do as journalists, no matter if you're investigative or not. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, so much for this award.
Congratulations, Candace. I never heard of a pangolin, so you learn something new every day. For print or online large division, the Explanatory Journalism Award goes to Kate Semini, Jackie Botts, and Lo Binishu of Cal Matters for Close Quarters, California's overcrowded homes fuel spread of coronavirus among workers. Here's what the judges had to say. Among many exceptionally strong entries, Close Quarters stood out. It gave both an excellent overview and was transparent about its methodology. The piece included strong data visualizations and compelling use of voices and stories. This reporting is from the California Divide Project, which is sponsored by Cal Matters. Kate Semini, who is an inequality journalist at the Salinas Californian, and the California Divide will accept the honor. Congratulations to the team. from Cal Matters.
Thank you all so much. I'm accepting this award for myself and Jackie and Lo. We set out to demonstrate how overcrowded housing was plaguing people across California, from rural communities like Salinas to very dense cities like LA, and sickening them with COVID-19. We want to thank all the sources who helped us show that the threat that this virus was posing to people in overcrowded homes, particularly Isidoro Flores Contreras and Ricardo Hernandez, both of whom spoke with reporters about their homes, their families, and their fears for this story. Finally, we'd also like to thank the team at the California Divide and our editors at the Californian and Cal Matters, without whom this explainer wouldn't have come together. And I want to thank Lo and Jackie because I think they did an amazing job. Thank you all, and it's great to be here.
Thank you, Kate, and congratulations to the team. That's great. I think about those people that have to live in such close quarters. Boy, I tell you, it's scary. For explanatory journalism in print or online small division, the award goes to Liz Enochs of Sherable for Cities at Turning Point. Will upzoning ease housing inequalities or build on zoning's racist legacy? Judges said the many sources, excellent quotes, and well laid out framework, as well as a compelling subject dealing with economic or racial inequality, make this the outstanding entry. Congratulations, Liz.
Thanks, Bob. And thanks to SPJ and the board. It's so wild to finally, I shouldn't say finally, it's so wild to win an award after so many years of giving them out. I just want to thank Neela Gorenflo, the editor of, the leader of Shareable, who had the vision to focus an entire issue on the racist history and consequences of single family zoning, which is something that wasn't very much covered before then and has been covered a lot more since. And I'm so encouraged to see that through series like Sold Out by KQED and other efforts of other media organizations. I think it's what's important to me about telling this story was to highlight how racism is embedded in so many of the structures that shape our lives, and not just housing, but schools, health systems, transportation, and finance. And I think there's so much more reporting to do on this kind of issue. And I really appreciate the honor. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. For explanatory journalism in radio or audio, the award goes to reporter Lee Romney and her editor, Lisa Morehouse of KALW, for California school districts lag on dyslexia, hurting low-income kids of color most. Judges said Lee does a masterful job of taking us into the world of the dyslexic brain and illustrating how widespread the condition is. Even Governor Gavin Newsom, as many of us know who have covered him, suffers from it. But the divide is greater for low-income students. She does an excellent job of illustrating the failure of public schools in offering adequate free support. Congratulations, and Lee Romney is accepting the award.
Thank you so much. And I really want to thank Lisa, my solid, wonderful editor who always had my back. Special ed can be really daunting to cover because of the legal complexities and the acronyms and all the insider speak. I always thought of it as something like, managed care, like, oh God, it gives me chest pain. I don't want to cover that. But I was enabled really by my beat reporter job in education at KALW with some extra support from the Center for Health Journalism to really delve into the issue of special education and to come away with a deep understanding of how bias and inequities really based in structural racism still impact education, and especially Black students in education. And so I guess my big message is don't be afraid of covering special ed. I think that education coverage in general, which was not something I had covered before I came to KALW, and special education is really sort of the ultimate example of what our most vulnerable families face. And this, under federal law, we are all guaranteed a free and appropriate public education. And it's very clear. Oh, here's the cat. It's very clear.
We should have the cat serve as the
Yes.
perfect close. But I hear you, Lee, so much. You know, my wife's a special needs teacher, and
Yes.
everything you say, absolutely true. And thank you so much for your reporting. And it's so great.
Thank you all. And like, it's an honor to be with all of you, and go get those special ed stories.
Heck yeah. I wanted to jump in here to let everybody know we are going to take a 5-minute intermission because our tech support here and our hosts are going to take a very quick 5-minute break. We all do Zoom quite a lot probably, and so you all know it can be needed. So we are going to reconvene. I see that it is 7:18 right now. We'll reconvene at 7:23 and we'll pick right up with the award for Career Achievement in Print. So come on back at 7:23. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, see you in a minute.
Someone should put on the Jeopardy theme.
Do it, Joe. Fantastic.
You have to play it like 4 times.
Yeah, love it.
I wouldn't vex you with it for 5 minutes straight, don't worry. Did anyone else file a story during some portion of the evening?
What, are you working on a story right now?
Pubbed one about 20 minutes ago.
Definitely sent a long list of questions to a source.
Yes. That's right. We've got this multitasking thing down.
Oh, you're right. I did send 2 emails to 2 sources during this. I didn't think that counted.
This is the most journalist-friendly version of the SPJ Awards that we've ever had.
I like it. Although I like being in person. It's like a big reunion.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to take a break from all of our journalisming.
Monica, did you have your wine or not? It's okay to
No,
it's okay to email 2 sources if you've had a glass of white and a glass of red, but if you haven't, you're falling down on half of your duties. I'm sorry.
Water.
Water.
Well, it's best not to email while, under the influence, right?
Am I the only person that's drinking wine?
No, I already finished mine, but
Oh,
it was a
good,
glass
good,
of
good,
white,
good.
so it almost
Good.
doesn't count. I should.
I like that logic. So if I drink a whole bottle of wine, it's really like,
I'm getting some right now as we speak. Wine. We're at the halfway point, so.
Just to let you all know, I think we are still streaming on Facebook.
Oh, oops. I guess
What are you gonna do?
Were we supposed to pretend that journalists don't drink wine or that they only drink white wine?
Stay classing up, folks, all right? She's telling me to hide my Bud Light. That's what she's doing. Laura Wenna says, I'm definitely writing a story right now. So, someone else.
All right, 1 minute warning, everybody. Fill up your glass.
Oh, should I restart the Jeopardy thing?
That could mark the end. I can't see it. Is Bob back on the scene?
I unmuted.
You are unmuted.
Okay. All right.
Huh? Righty.
All right, I think we can get started again.
I think you're right. Okay. You know what? I think this is the first time in Zoom history that a 5-minute break lasted 5 minutes.
Strict timekeepers.
Yeah. Okay, our next award, the board is honored to give the Career Achievement Award in print and online journalism to Portia Lee. Portia has covered San Francisco Chinese community for more than 30 years. When she was laid off from the World Journal in April, she did not stop. Instead, she used her savings to launch Wind newspaper, bilingual, free, online, and in print to keep providing for her community. Congratulations on this new career, Portia, and here's the Career Achievement Award that you've already earned for your service.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Colin. I miss you, seeing you guys in the field. Yeah, in the press conference. Yeah. And just thank you so much, everyone, for the honor and the award. And I have been a journalist covering story in the Bay Area for over 30 years. I have never expected we would have a pandemic like this. And I never expect myself would start my own newspaper, but all these unexpected things happened in last year. And now the Wind newspaper is a 6-month-old baby. And the feedback from the community and from the readers are so wonderful that keep me wanting the paper. And they like the Wind newspaper to have Chinese and English bilingual stories to open the door for everyone to come in to know more of the Chinese community. I like to keep it free for everyone to read the newspaper and no need to worry about the cost. So thank you so much again. And the award means so much to me and to our community. Thank you.
Portia, congratulations. I missed you too. Used to see you at City Hall all the time, trying to, chase various mayors and
yes.
Yeah, it was like a fraternity
You
sorority,
look great.
whatever. Yeah, I miss you. Congratulations on that award.
Thank you.
We're moving on now to the award for arts and culture and in print and online. And in the small division, this award goes to Sarah Hahn of Berkeley side for her food reporting in the East Bay. And this encompassed restaurant reviews as well as social and ethical issues. The judges said, Sarah, you are not afraid to tackle complex social justice issues. These stories were engaging, strong, and a pleasure to read. Job well done. Congratulations, Sarah.
Unmute, Sarah, unmute.
Sorry. Thank you, SPJ. It's an honor to be recognized. While it's been a strange time to be a food writer, over the last 12 months, I found some comfort and satisfaction in sharing essential information about East Bay-focused food matters and telling the stories of local people in the food industry, about their struggles, their successes, and how and why they matter. I want to thank my city-side colleagues and freelancers for helping me cover the East Bay food scene. I couldn't have done it without them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Congratulations. And the winner for arts and culture in print and online in the large division is another Sarah, Sarah Hotchkiss of KQED. She told stories about the San Francisco Art Commission, public art in Richmond, and a review of the SF MoMA exhibit featuring April Dawn Allison. Judges appreciated Hotchkiss's deep knowledge and strong reporting and writing. She weaves analysis of the economics, history, politics, and systemic inequities underlying many complex arts issues into each story, providing much needed critical context and analysis for readers. A well-earned congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you so much. None of this would be possible without my editor, Gabe Moline, and the entire team at KQED Arts and Culture who've created a space for the stories that I write. At a time when so many outlets are cutting their arts coverage, I feel extremely lucky to work for a place that understands that the arts are part of a vital civic life and that stories of artists are newsworthy. Thank you to Christy Chan, everyone at SFAI, and to April Dawn Allison for her work for making these stories possible. It's an honor.
Congratulations. I have to say arts and culture are that's the first section I go to in any newspaper that I read. I just can't get enough. So congratulations to you. And the award for arts and culture in radio audio goes to Lisa Morehouse, along with the team of James Rowlands, Gabe Graben, and Shireen Adel from KALW for the New Arrivals series featuring books by Bay Area authors. Judges said the work is engaging, well-produced, and a delight to listen to. Congratulations to Lisa and the team. Take it away, Lisa.
I just, when the pandemic hit and I knew a number of authors who had been working for years, even decades on their first books, and then COVID hit and they couldn't go out on their tours, they couldn't have launches. And so I took it to the team and I said, we should feature all these Bay Area authors. And of course we thought that this would be a 6-week series that we did. And now we've had more than 60 authors recording themselves in these little micro readings under, they know what it's like for us. They're under blankets and in closets, and then they send us these readings, and then our brilliant engineers make those all radio quality, and Shireen, wrangles everything together. So I feel really lucky to be at a place where we can have an idea that we really think fits our audience, and the team just says, sure, let's give it a try. And we say, how are we going to do it? And we all kind of say, well, we'll figure it out. That's KLW, and I feel really pleased to be able to do that work. So thanks everyone for recognizing it.
Thanks, Lisa. Congratulations. And just a note, when you're giving your acceptance speech and you see the moderator pop up on the screen, that means your 30 seconds is up. So just to let you know. The award for arts and culture in TV or video goes to Armando Aparicio, Kelly Whalen, Ellie Kadra, and Marcia Perche of KQED for a series of videos capturing artists and dancers in the Bay Area and beyond. Judges said each video was a joy and pleasure to watch, a healing antidote during these difficult times. Kudos to the reporters and KQED for showcasing, celebrating, and honoring these talented artists of color, many of whom are often invisible in mainstream arts and media coverage. Congratulations to the team from KQED. Kelly, go take it away.
Thank you everyone for this recognition. I love that commentary from the judges. Thank you so much. Filmmakers Eli Kadra and Masha Perche from our team are also here with me virtually, so please give them a shout out and some love in the chat. Like Sarah Hotchkiss said earlier, I just want to thank KQED for continuing to support and prioritizing arts video programming and recognizing how vital artists are to our sense of connection, our humanity, our survival, our resilience. We share this award with all the participating artists and dancers in this work and want to thank them for their creativity, their courage, and their commitment to community and reminding us, even through the darkest times, to keep on dancing. And just one note for the suggestion box for next year's SPJ Awards. I know it's usually a formal dinner, but I think we should do a dance party. Thank you.
Thank you, artists and the dancers, creatives are the ones who have kept a lot of us, including me, going during this pandemic. Up next, the award for data visualization. And this year, the award goes to the staff of Bay Area news group Mercury News East Bay Times for their coronavirus tracker for the Bay Area and California, and for the pieces Who Owns Silicon Valley and House Poor, How Price Hikes Hurt the Most Vulnerable. The judges called their multifaceted and comprehensive work impressive. So congratulations to the Bay Area News Group team.
Thank you. I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of the graphics team at the Bay Area News Group and the reporters and editors who worked on these projects, with special thanks going to Pi, Jeff Durham, Chris Gotzel, Sarah Dussault, Mike Frankel, Rebecca Salner, Leo Castaneda, Bert Robertson, Katie Murphy, and Caitlin Bartley, and to everyone who pulled a shift updating our COVID data. Thank you.
Congratulations again. The award for web and mobile design goes to Brian Binlos, Kate Hawkins, Kelly Hygert, Rebecca Cow, and Nastia Voinovskaya of KQED for Our Turbulent Decade. Judges called it an informative, well-reported, user-friendly, visually engaging, and successful merger of words and pictures. Congratulations to the team from KQED, Nastia Voinovskaya, accepting the award.
Thank you so much, SPJ, for recognizing this ambitious collaboration between the KQED Arts and Culture and Design teams. After what happened in 2020, it's a little funny that we called our project looking back at the 2010s, Our Turbulent Decade, but we wanted to capture how the housing crisis, wildfires, and protests transformed what it means to live and create in the Bay Area. Brian, Kelly, Kate, and Rebecca made our stories come alive with an incredible interactive web experience. And I also want to thank my editors, Gabe Moline and Sarah Hotchkiss, for supporting us every step of the way, and to Ray Alexandra, Pendarvis Harshaw, Chloe Veltman, Sam Lefebvre, and Ruth Gabriesus for their writing. Thank you.
Congratulations on your award. And now the board would like to give the Career Achievement Award in Broadcast Journalism to someone I know very well. I've got a lot of his secrets I'm talking about. Vic Lee, my buddy. Vic focused on San Francisco cops, courts, and crime for much of his 50-year career, considered one of the best and one of the nicest people in the business. Vic just broke story after story after story by using his connections that he carefully cultivated over many years. As his team at ABC7 would say, for San Francisco public officials, getting interviewed by Vic was a rite of passage for decades. He would come into the morning meetings and he'd say, I've got this GFS. You'll have to tell him what that's all about, Vic. He was recognized as a legend long before he retired last year. Congratulations, Vic, on your retirement and on this Career Achievement Award. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, Carolyn. And by the way, GFS stands for Great Friggin' Story.
Yeah.
I think we kind of figured that out, Vic.
Yeah, okay. But Carolyn, this award makes it even, I mean, your introduction to me makes this award even more special. So it's good seeing you. Thank you. And Bob, it's great seeing you as well. Special shout out to all of those fellow award winners and to my old friends, Portia Lee and John Funabiki, who are true AAPI pioneers in the field of journalism. And thank you, board members, for this Career Achievement Award. I want you to know I accept it with great humility. It is a bit overwhelming to honor me with this award at this particular time when I've retired, just retired. There is sort of this finality to this award, like an obit, but this is better. As we say in the business, right, Carolyn, this is definitely a wrap. So yes, I've had a long run, 50 years in the business with front row seats to some of the best goddamn stories ever, pardon my French. Most of all, I love the chase. You know, Bill Moyers, one of my heroes, said once that journalists are simply beachcombers roaming the shores, minds, and talents of other people's minds, talents, and gifts. So I guess I was a pretty good stalker. I also had a lot of lucky breaks. In the 70s, I applied unsuccessfully for reporter jobs, but for Asian men at that time, it was a struggle getting on the air. There was only a handful of us on TV around the country. And it wasn't until 1980 that I finally got on the air. Now, in my 50 years as a journalist, diversity has never been far from my mind. I am an immigrant. I was born in Shanghai, grew up in Japan, came to the US as a foreign student to go to college when I was 18. I have never, ever lost sight of the fact that my background and my language abilities brought something unique to the table, something valuable in my reporting. I hope I made a difference through my stories. And finally, to my fellow journalists, times have changed. It's more dangerous out there. A growing number of Americans believe that we are frankly enemies of the people, as a former president coined it. So please be careful and know that as professional journalists, your mission is even more important than ever. So please be careful. Thank you for this award. It means a lot to me, especially this award coming from my fellow journalists. Good night.
Vic, congratulations. And you and I have both been out there on the streets for a lot of years, many news conferences, many stories.
Oh yeah.
It was always good to see you. And it's kind of hard when you see people like yourself and people that we've known, Rigo, people like that have now retired. And I remember when I first started doing this, how you guys were the gold standard, Carolyn, people like that. And now, you guys are now retired, and my wife trying to get me to retire, but I'm not ready to retire yet. So congratulations and enjoy your retirement.
Thank you. I'm glad this was not an obit, as I said.
No.
I'm still alive.
Yeah, Carolyn says the retirement waters are very warm. We now go to the awards for investigative journalism. In print or online, large division, we honor Robert Lewis, David DeBolt, Lawrence Dussault, Katie Roosh, Stan Alcorn, Jason Palladino of the Bay Area News Group, Mercury News, East Bay Times, and the UC Berkeley Investigative Reporting Program for their contributions to the California's Criminal Cops series. Judges said the series combines modern data mining with good old-fashioned shoe leather reporting in search of courthouse files, and enlivens its themes with detailed and vivid instances of law enforcement abuses. It's a classic news hound project with a modern twist. The California Criminal Cops Project was coordinated by the Bay Area News Group and UC Berkeley's Investigative Reporting Project, and involved reporters from more than 30 newsrooms, including McClatchy, Media News Group, USA Today Network, Voice of San Diego, and Reveal from the Center of Investigative Reporting. Congratulations to the collaborators, Robert Lewis accepting the award.
Thank you for this honor. I just want to give a shout out to the beat reporters at newspapers around the state who made this series happen. They were the ones, they jumped in to pull court records, make calls, prod local officials, all while juggling their daily loads. I know this group here doesn't need to hear about the vital importance of local reporting, but it was a humbling reminder for me of the importance of local reporters for holding the powerful accountable. This project would not have been possible without them. And also the brilliant graduate journalism students at Berkeley who helped carry this all the way through the end under Lowell's leadership. So on behalf of the entire team, thank you for this. I feel privileged to have been a part of it.
We need journalists like you. Congratulations. And the award for investigative journalism in print or online small division goes to the staff of Voices of Monterey Bay for how a criminal organization took control of a nonprofit community group in Salinas. Judges called it brave, unrelenting, and propulsively written. It's curative rather than condemnatory. And they appreciated the fact that the accused are given some opportunities to explain themselves, which provides nuance. Congratulations to the staff of Voices of Monterey Bay, and accepting the award is Julie Reynolds Martinez. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Wow. Voices of Monterey Bay is a very small nonprofit news collective. This was a tough story to report. We had multiple sources whose lives we had to protect. We ended up setting up a unique partnership with two competing for-profit news organizations in order to co-publish our investigation, and that hopefully is setting an example for future collaborations. I'm just thrilled that we can see so many smaller nonprofit newsrooms like ours here tonight. It's a real testament. And on behalf of our devoted readers and all of Voices core staff, who are all volunteers, by the way, Joe Livernois, Claudia Melendez Salinas, and Catherine McKenzie, we are honored to accept this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Congratulations. The award for radio or audio goes to April Demboski and Sasha Koka of KQED for She Killed Her Children. Can we forgive her? It's about how laws governing violent behavior resulting from postpartum psychosis are inequitably enforced and need a re-examination. Judges called it a disturbing, powerful, exhaustively researched report. Congratulations to April, Sasha, and KQED. April Demboski, who I know well, will accept the award.
Hi, thank you so much. Yes, Bob Butler was my first radio teacher ever. It is such an honor to be here accepting this award, especially in this category. Really want to thank Sasha for just being such a fantastic editor and support, and all the editors at KQED, editors and engineers who supported this rather unpopular and taboo topic for this story. And then also, I want to thank Robert Lewis, who just accepted his award, who gave me early guidance on how to do the data analysis for this story. So thank you all. Thank you all so much.
Congratulations. The Investigative Journalism Award for Television or Video goes to the staff of NBC Bay Area, for thousands of foreign students may have overstayed visas through employment at possible shell companies. The judges called this a masterful data-driven investigation that demonstrates the powerful union of public records, data, surveillance, and old-fashioned shoe leather sleuthing. And the report contributed to the drafting of a bipartisan bill that would visit more transparency on shell companies like these. The team included Stephen Stock, Michael Bott, Sean Myers, Michael Horn, Jeremy Carroll, Molly Forster. Congratulations to the staff of NBC Bay Area. A lot of people I know there. Stephen Stock is accepting the award.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. We want to thank the judges and SPJ NorCal for this honor and recognition. You know, this project took a lot of effort, digging, and perseverance, especially by producer Michael Bott and analyst and data manager Sean Myers. They, along with photographers Michael Horn and Jeremy Carroll and intern Molly Forster and me, spent way too many hours in the car following and tracking the movements of the major players involved. Thanks to all our families, and a special thanks to the entire investigative unit at NBC Bay Area and their dedication to great journalism. Thanks also to our leaders, Bob Goldberger, Stephanie Adruni, and our general manager, Stacey Owen, who believe in us, support us, and push us to hold the powerful accountable and give voice to the voiceless.
Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Say hi to Stacey for me. I haven't seen her for a while.
And say hi to Stephanie Adruni and Bob Goldberger for me. They stole them from my old station. We miss them. We want them back, Steve. I said, we miss them.
Yeah. Next is the award for commentary or analysis. The honor for print and online goes to Steve Brooks of the Prison Journalism Project for his commentary on criminal justice in California. The judges gave him superlative marks for journalism excellence, and said Steve is crisp, cogent, persuasive regarding equity issues and public perceptions of prison life. Congratulations, Steve. His brother, Wright Mills, is here watching the awards ceremony in Steve's honor, and Shaheen Pasha, co-executive director of the Prison Journalism Project, says a few words.
Thank you so much. I, along with my co-founder, Yukari Kane, and Steve's brother, Wright, are so honored to accept this award on Steve's behalf. Steve is an example of the immense talent often hidden behind the prison walls, and his columns are an example of the important perspectives they bring. Yukari and I started the Prison Journalism Project to train amazing prison journalists like Steve and to amplify their voices. Teaching incarcerated writers how to tell their stories journalistically with nuance is imperative to changing the narrative and bringing more transparency about the 2.3 million people behind bars. We're so privileged that Steve is one of our journalists and so grateful that his work is being recognized by peers in the mainstream industry today. Thank you so much.
Thank you and congratulations. Please pass that along. The honor for commentary or analysis in radio or audio goes to Janae Darden, along with her editors, David Boyer and Audrey Dilling, and sound engineer Gabe Graben of KALW for Bayview, a Black woman's journey through depression. Here's what the judges had to say. They called it a highly personal and moving presentation that unflinchingly examines the flawed lenses used by others and at times by oneself that can warp self-image. Then with grace and humor, she traces her path from pain to her realization of inner strength. Congratulations, Janae and the KALW team.
Thank you. Thank you again to SPJ NorCal. Thank you to my KLW team, David Boyer, Audrey Dilling, Gabe Graven. Thank you to my mom, because I interviewed her for this story. And when I told her I won, she said, we won. So I'm sharing this with her. Also, thank you to Nomadic Press, because I weaved my poetry in this piece. So thank you to them, my publisher. And I told this story because so many people suffer in silence alone. And I know just with the pandemic too as well, it's been hard for a lot of people. So echoing what John said earlier, just about all the hard things going on right now, just encourage everybody to just take care of their mental health and not to be ashamed, because I know we cover hard stories. And lastly, I dedicate this award to Joe Anderson and DeWitt Buckingham. They were Black men who were mental health advocates from East Oakland, and they inspired me to tell my story. So I dedicate this to them, their ancestors now.
Congratulations again, Janae. And now the awards for features journalism. Features journalism in print or online large division, the award goes to Becca Andrews of Mother Jones for When Choice is 221 Miles Away, the nightmare of getting an abortion in the South. Judges appreciated how the writer chased this story and traveled to Mississippi to gain access to the story of a college student who was trying to get an abortion, as well as the nonprofit that helped her. The result is a nuanced, deeply reported, and humane look at the pain that state-mandated abortion obstacles create for women in the South. Congratulations, Becca and Mother Jones. Becca could not be here, unfortunately, but she sends her thanks to SPJ NorCal for the honor, and she says, for all of its work to support our journalism community. Congratulations, Becca.
And now for features journalism in print or small division, for print in small division, the award goes to Natalie Ornstein of Berkeley Side for Crisis or Crossroads, What's in the Future for Longfellow Middle School. Judges said this story is a comprehensive look at the issue of desegregating Berkeley's middle schools. The writer deftly covers this challenging topic with a deep dive into school district records and wide-ranging interviews, offering a wealth of information. Congratulations to Natalie and Berkeley Side.
Thank you, SPJ NorCal, and thank you to my wonderful coworkers and editors at Berkeley Side and the Oakland Side, where I now work. This story is a total relic of a time when a reporter could squeeze into a small indoor classroom with 25 12-year-olds and no masks in sight. I no longer cover education, and I just have such admiration for those of you who've figured out how to cover these heartbreaking school years from a distance. I'm just generally honored to be in such great company tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, Natalie. Now for features in journalism in radio or audio, the award goes to reporter Christopher Agusa, editor Gabe Graben, and sound engineer James Rowlands of KALW for Dancing Out Loud. Antoine Hunter uses his dance to express the deaf experience. Judges said Christopher immerses listeners in a story with heart, magnetism, and rhythm. Most important, this piece offers a chance for listeners to hear and feel Hunter's experience in his own voice, including his longing to communicate and be understood, which he has achieved through the language of dance. Congratulations, Christopher and the KALW team.
This is such an honor. Thank you to SPJ NorCal for recognizing this work. I want to thank Gabe Graben, my editor and the co-recipient of this award, for having me totally revamp my first draft, which it sorely needed, and all of his insightful feedback. James Rollins, whose sound design completely elevated the piece, Angela Johnston for workshopping the pitch with me and all the encouragement, and everyone at KALW for all the support, and also my whole family, with a special shout out to my mom who did the ASL interpreting for the project. Most of all, I want to thank Antoine Hunter, who I believe is with us on Facebook Live, for trusting me with his story and for being an advocate and inspiration for artists everywhere, deaf or otherwise.
That's wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
For features, journalism, and TV or video, the award goes to Monica Lamb, Shriti Mamadana, and Dina Marie Munch of KQED for Out on the Inside. Transgender women share stories from a California prison. The winners, the judges called this a clear winner, saying the idea to tell the story through their meeting was a nice touch. Great insight into a marginalized group within a marginalized group. Congratulations again to the KQED team, and Monica Lamb is accepting this award.
Thank you so much, SPJ NorCal, for this honor. And I love the judges' commentaries about a marginalized group within a marginalized group. I want to thank the women who gave me their interviews. And I really do think getting an interview is like a gift when a source is willing to talk to us. And so the women who are inside this prison still haven't even been able to see the film yet. I did send a copy, but because of COVID-19, it's been hard for people to gather and watch films. So I wanted to thank all of them for being a part of this project. And of course, I want to thank my wonderful colleagues at KQED, and especially those who are part of the KQED's Truly California project within KQED. Yeah, thank you so much for this honor.
Congratulations, Monica. We can continue with another board award. The John Gothberg Award for Meritorious Service to SPJ goes to Lauren Smiley and Christine Peak, co-chairs of the chapter's Freedom of Information Committee. Under their leadership, SPJ NorCal's most active committee has worked hard to defend journalists covering protests throughout Northern California and ensure they have the right to access demonstration sites and public records. When Christine and Lauren took over as co-chairs, they helped recruit members for San Francisco's Sunshine Ordinance Task Force, promoting and ensuring transparency in the city's public affairs. Thank you, Lauren and Christine.
Hi, everyone, and thank you so much to the SPJ board. As co-chairs of the Freedom of Information Committee, Lauren and I are tasked with hosting the James Madison Awards. So we have definitely learned how much of a labor of love it is to judge and deliberate over awards like this. So we really thank you for hosting this event so we can all celebrate the accomplishments of our journalism community. I especially wanted to thank Ben Trefny, Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez, and Lila Hood for responding to my many, many requests for guidance. And I also wanted to let my fellow Freedom of Information Committee members know how much I've appreciated the opportunity to learn from each of them. I wanted to give a special shout out to our outgoing chairs, co-chairs Matt Drange and Aaron Field, and of course my wonderfully talented co-chair Lauren Smiley, who has done an amazing job, and I yield the balance of our time to her.
Yes, well, ditto on all the thanks from Christine. And I also really extend gratitude to her, who she has been the most enthusiastic and bright colleague one could ask for through all the campaigns we've waged in the last year, all through COVID times, no less. I don't think we've actually met in person this entire time. It's all been by phone, but we've, I think, been pretty effective. So we've had a busy first year. Our committee has responded to police attacks on and arrests of journalists at the Black Lives Matter protest last summer. Some of those journalists here with us tonight. We hosted our James Madison Awards this spring for First Amendment champions in our region. And we recruited and nominated 3 candidates for the city's Sunshine Ordinance Task Force. This coming year, we'll be ramping up our education efforts for records reporting at Northern California colleges and universities and community colleges. And if you are such an educator, we ask you to get in touch with us and we can have a reporter come to your class to talk about records reporting. And we are going to continue our work lobbying police departments across our region for better policy around the treatment of journalists, especially at protest scenes. So this is a great honor for the work we do for reporters' rights in our region, and thank you to SPJ.
And thank the two of you for defending journalists during what has become a defining moment in time. Thank you very much for your work and congratulations on your award. Our next category is long form storytelling. And the award for long form storytelling in print or online large division goes to Lauren Smiley for a brutal murder, a wearable witness, and an unlikely suspect. She did it for Wired. Judges called it an utterly fascinating, well-reported, and well-written whodunit, perfectly primed for Wire readers, but accessible to anyone else. Congratulations to Lauren Smiley. Again.
Yes, thanks so much to SPJ NorCal for this honor. This story about a San Jose homicide case involving a Fitbit watch really defines why I love this type of storytelling so much. It was records reporting, court reporting, and also just a lot of old-fashioned knocking on doors in the San Jose neighborhood where this had happened. And many thanks to my editor, Vera Tatunik, who makes every story I write better, and to Wired Magazine for giving me the time and space to tell this mysterious tale. Cheers to all the winners tonight. Thank you so much.
Great job, Lauren. Thank you so much. Congratulations. For long form storytelling in print or online in the small division, we honor Emily Raguso of Berkeley side for he was punched in the face in Santa Rita jail. He died 10 days later. His family wants answers. Judges said the reporter's dogged determination to get the records to expose this case and weave in personal details to fill out the story made for a compelling read. It is far too difficult to get information from Santa Rita jail, and this story shows why it matters. Congratulations, Emily and Berkeley side. Accepting the award for Emily is Tracy Taylor. You're muted. You're muted.
Yep. Hi there. Hi. I'm very, very pleased to be able to accept this award on behalf of Emily. Had she been here, she's actually in a tent camping right now, so she can't join us tonight, but this is what she would have said. Thank you very much for this award. Michael's family wanted answers, and this was an important reminder of how critical, deeply sourced community coverage can be. No one else reported on his death. It was fascinating to see how authorities tried to distance themselves from what happened. The sheriff's office said Michael didn't die in custody, even though this tragedy began with a fight at Santa Rita jail. I feel honored to have been trusted by Michael's loved ones to tell this story with so much detail and to work at a publication that gives reporters the time to dive deeply into complex topics. Thank you so much to SPJ NorCal for this recognition.
Please pass along our congratulations. For long form storytelling in radio or audio, the award goes to Erica Cruz Guevara and the base staff of KQED for their three-part series on policing in Vallejo. Judges called it an excellent piece of journalism that showcases the reporter's thorough reporting, extensive research, and notable storytelling. They called it top-notch. Congratulations, Erica and the base staff at KQED. And Erica may not be here tonight.
Correct. So many congrats. I think we can move on to our next category.
Okay, well, for ongoing coverage, this is to honor work by journalists who follow a story for at least 6 months, presenting new angles with complexity and perspective.
This award for ongoing coverage in print or online, large division, goes to Josh Idelson of Bloomberg News for uncovering accusations of widespread harassment by the leader of the American Federation of Government Employees. That is the nation's largest federal employee union. The judges said this work shows the impact of dedicated reporting and building trust with sensitive sources. And federal employees may no longer have to live in fear of a person who was supposed to fight for them. Thanks to Idelson. Congratulations, Josh.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful for this award and for the opportunity to do this work. I will always be tremendously grateful to each of the people named and unnamed who made this story possible. And wherever you work, please bring me your stories. Thank you.
Congratulations, Josh. For ongoing coverage in print or online, small division, the award goes to Brian Howie of the San Francisco Public Press for his reporting on and critique of San Francisco's systems supporting the homeless during the pandemic. The judges said Brian has won trust with his subjects and sources, pairing commitment and skill effectively with impressive investigations that cut across various angles and types of reporting. Congratulations, Brian.
Hi, thanks everyone. Thank you to the SPJ NorCal judges. I appreciate this award. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Public Press family for supporting me through the last year. Big shout out to Liz Enochs and Kurt Aguilar, whose tough as nails editing annoyed the hell out of me and made me a much better reporter. I'd like to dedicate this award to the unhoused San Franciscans who are living the double crises of homelessness and a pandemic, yet still took the time to tell me their stories over the past year. My work would ring hollow without you. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. The award for ongoing coverage in radio or audio goes to Lucy Kang and Salima Hamarani for making contact on the brink, homelessness before and during COVID-19. The judges said the story was sensitive and thorough, and its winning traits included well-structured storytelling that brought listeners into the scenes. Congratulations to Salima, Lucy, and Making Contact. Lucy is here accepting the award.
Thank you, SPJ NorCal, for this honor. I want to express gratitude first to the many people I spoke with over multiple months of reporting, Tracy, Kimberly, Morgan, and others who didn't make it into the final piece, for trusting me enough to share their pre-pandemic stories of serial eviction on the streets of Oakland. A big thanks to the Making Contact team for all their support. Thank you also to KPFA and my editor there, Brian Edwards-Tiekert, for developing an earlier version of this story. Finally, I want to shout out my co-winner, Salima Hamarani, who is such a joy to work with and one of the most dedicated and passionate radio makers I know. Thanks so much.
Congratulations to both you and Salima. The award for ongoing coverage in TV or video goes to Lisa Fernandez of KTVU Channel 2 for reporting on the story of Christian Madrigal, a young man who hung himself after being chained to a cell door. Following the story from the death of the young man to firing of the officer responsible, the judges said the story tackles stereotypes about people in a mental health crisis with sensitivity and care, and the reporter's perseverance is a testament to the right of everyone to fair and humane treatment in custody. Congratulations, Lisa and KTVU.
Thank you very much. I actually have to say that I feel awkward and awful winning a prize where someone died at the hands of police and in jail. So it's just awkward to say thank you for that. So the only silver lining that I could see is that people learn about Christian Madrigal and the countless other people who call police for help in a 911 emergency and then unfortunately end up dead at the end. And hopefully we can all figure out a way to change our policing system and how we call people for help. And then just a reminder to journalists, since this is in the ongoing coverage category, when your editor or news director says, didn't you do that story last week? Didn't you write about that last week? This is a reminder to say, yes, and I'm going to do one this week too. I have something new to say. So just keep plugging at it, despite maybe what your newsroom, everyone's thinking there. I love my editors and news directors, but for this one, Christian is a story that just stuck with me, and maybe I did a one too many stories that my bosses would have liked me to back off on.
Well, you illuminated a crisis, so congratulations to you. Thank you for your work. Our next award is for Outstanding Emerging Journalist across all media. And this year we are honoring Julian Mark of Mission Local. The judges said Julian provides compelling news writing laced with drama and detail. He demonstrated a breadth and mastery of solid reporting and sophisticated storytelling. Of particular note, one judge said, incisive, deeply local, heavily detailed with personalized stories used to illustrate broader social concerns. Quite a compliment. Well done. Congratulations, Julian.
Thank you. I'll just say that 3.5 years ago, I was in Taiwan teaching English in a basement when Lydia Chavez emailed me and gave me a chance to work at Mission Local. It meant I got to work with her and the great Joe Eskenazi in one of the most awesome neighborhoods in San Francisco. And now I'm accepting this award. This is for them. And I thank the SPJ and congratulations to all the award winners tonight.
Thanks very much, Julian. Congratulations. It's a long way, Taiwan to San Francisco's Mission. Not
Right.
bad. Not bad.
Quite a journey.
Yeah.
Now for one of the most anticipated awards, Best Scoop across all media. This year that we're recognizing Laurel Rosenhall of Cal Matters for exclusive California wires mask dealer $500 million and then claws it back. Judges said in this scoop, Cal Matters reacted decisively, following up not just with the TikTok of the information floating around, but going the extra step to gather their own information and do the original reporting needed to blow the story wide open. This is the kind of story that keeps government accountable. This award comes from a special bonus, a gift certificate from the ice cream shop of your choice. The SPJ NorCal board will follow up with you about that. And
because it's
my
a
number
scoop.
with you
Get it? It's a scoop. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scoop. That's right. Congratulations, Laurel and Cal Matters. Laurel.
Thank you so much. My off-camera child is cheering for the ice cream. So thank you.
I can imagine.
Yeah, thank you for the award. It's really an honor to be recognized in the company of so many wonderful, accomplished journalists. And I have to thank Cal Matters for supporting me and encouraging me to do this kind of accountability. In particular, the editor on this story was Margie Lindstrom. She believed in me and encouraged me even when I thought I didn't have a story for a while there during the process. And also just a shout out to all of the journalists who have been doing our jobs home with a house full of people and all of the unique challenges that presents, and also all of the opportunities to share moments like this with our families. So thank you very much.
And I saw Carolyn, I was supposed to let you say that about the ice cream. I apologize. I took your scoop.
I got in what I wanted to, that it was a scoop. So I vote for Rocky Road. What does your off-camera kid want? She's still muted.
What do you want for ice cream? There's a request for Vicks ice cream from Sacramento.
Oh, Vicks ice cream. Okay.
Good.
And now for the highest award to be given tonight, Journalist of the Year. This year, the award for Journalist of the Year goes to Otis R. Taylor, Jr.
Yep, the chapter is honoring Otis for having foresight, drive, and skills to bring attention to police brutality in Vallejo and elsewhere before the officer-involved killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Otis's focus on issues of inequity kept a spotlight on racial justice before demonstrations brought the Black Lives Matter movement to the mainstream. Otis's connections, his fearlessness, perspective, and accessibility made his columns in the San Francisco Chronicle a must read. I know they certainly did for me. His willingness to speak truth to power makes him a model journalist for newsrooms all over this country that are reckoning right now with legacies of racism and damage done to the communities they cover. We need more journalists like you, Otis.
Yeah, and Otis has moved from the Bay Area to Georgia to write for the AJC, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. and the West loss is the South's gain. Our chapter is pleased to honor him with the Journalist of the Year award as his legacy in this region. Congratulations, Otis.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm honored to be surrounded by so many quality journalists. But I just want to say that in 2017, I walked into the Vallejo home of Anise Evans, and there I met 3 of her children, but one child was missing. We were there to talk about that child who was fatally shot by the Vallejo Police Department. His name is Angel Ramos, and he was shot under these unbelievable circumstances. According to police, Ramos was engaged in a fight with another man, and they were on the back deck. And according to police, he had the largest knife that you could find in a kitchen, and he was about to put it in the man's stomach. The police say that the officer just had no other recourse. He had to shoot. Well, you find out that there was no knife found on the back deck. Furthermore, the police acknowledged that this officer was shooting from the perimeter of the yard. He wasn't even in the yard, and he was shooting on a dimly lit deck. And then here was, for me, this was just a point where I got enraged, is that the police officer in his officer involved shooting interview told the detectives that he shot a black man who was wearing jeans and no shirt. He shot a Latino man who was wearing boxer shorts. So he didn't even know who he shot. When I sat in Anise Evans' living room, she lit into me. She was so enraged that the media, all of us, had just published the police narrative of her son, pointing at me saying, my son is not a murderer. You have turned him into a murderer. The public believes that my son was going to kill another person. We are culpable. So long we have existed when we report on policing by publishing the police narrative.
Yeah.
Here I am in Georgia, where they seem to not be concerned about the rise of white domestic terrorism. A white man goes into spas and shoots 8 people, 6 of them Asian American women. My bosses, that we don't know if this is about race. We don't know what the problem is here. Okay, that's fine if you don't know about this situation, but the FBI and Homeland Security have told us that we have a problem with domestic terrorism. Days later, see what happens in Denver. When are we going to do something about that? When are we going to hold the people we report about accountable? When are we going to choose to make those stories that are targeting marginalized and oppressed communities? When are we going to make those stories as important as every utterance of a mayor? When? After a year in which the pandemic has halted all of our lives, we can no longer ignore the racial and economic disparities that exist. Journalism has failed the most vulnerable Americans by perpetuating the big lie that America is the land of equal opportunity. I want to challenge us to do better. I want to challenge us to demand our organizations do better. I want to challenge us to call out the systemic injustices in America and in our organizations. The public is counting on us to report the truth. And I want to thank all of you. I want to thank SPJ. I want to thank my editor at the San Francisco Chronicle, Suzanne Espinoza. She taught me so much, and her guidance was immeasurable, and I wouldn't be here without her. I also want to thank Audrey Cooper, the Chronicle's former editor-in-chief, who plucked me out of obscurity and gave me a position and told me to write what I saw. I also want to especially thank Anise Evans, her daughter Alicia Sadler, Melissa Nold, Jeffrey King, and the people of Vallejo who care. These are the people who listened when I started asking questions. These are the people who didn't chastise me for being late. And instead they said, what can I do to help you report the truth? And again, thank all of you and congratulations to all of the winners. While this evening is ostensibly about a celebration, I want to say there's a lifetime of work ahead of us. So let's get to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Otis. Food for thought for everyone. We miss you here in San Francisco. Know that you're doing great work there in Atlanta, so keep it up. And again, congratulations. We want to say congratulations again to all of our Excellence in Journalism Award winners tonight. Thank you for hanging in there with us on this virtual platform. Hopefully next year it's going to be different, right, Bob?
Yeah, I think it will be different. And I just have to say for Otis, whenever I have to write police say in one of my stories, I always want to ask more questions.
Yeah.
Because, I learned that on the Chauncey Bailey project, the police say it's not always what really happened.
Facts.
Really.
Facts.
So look, Carolyn, thank you so much for co-hosting this with me. Thank you to all the journalists in Northern California. Your work is deeply appreciated. This actually concludes our presentation. So on behalf of Carolyn Tyler, the SPJ board, and everybody here, thank you very much. My name is Bob Butler, or as people are fond of hearing me say, Bob Butler, KCBS. We'll see you again next time, hopefully.
Carolyn Tyler, happily retired. And good night, everyone. Thank you for being. Good night. Congratulations.